What's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And it's absolutely wonderful to be with you here today. Finishing up a little bit of my breakfast here because that's how we do things around here. We multitask. We eat breakfast. We drink coffee. We do Wake Up Legendary. And with that being said, we have another amazing guest, the second Chelsea in 1 week, as Chelsea pointed out, behind the virtual stage here before we got started. We're going to be talking about trusting the process today. Chelsea is a mom who quit her top sales job and launched her online business. Chelsea, welcome to the show.
Hey everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Couldn't be better. Brand new hat, breakfast in the belly, on about the third cup of coffee. I'm ready to get fired up.
I like it.
So tell us where you're calling in from first and foremost to start. Just city and state, or state, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia, on the East Coast.
Virginia Beach, Virginia. And you're a mom, and you are a sales professional, right? And you can tell us more about that, kind of how that's played out for you. But tell us how you found Legendary. What were you looking for? What you were looking for, and what brought you here in the first place?
Yeah. So like you said, I quit my 9 to 5 at the beginning of the summer. There are jets literally flying right over my house. So if you hear that, that's what it is. My house is not being attacked right now. I live right near, a naval
Sounds
station.
like a little bit of a war zone, we can deal with anything on this show. You can bet
we love the military. We love the Navy.
We do.
Yep. Okay, so I've been in sales for a decade and a half, always in the top 1%. And if you know sales, corporate world, it's very demanding. Since I've had kids 7 years ago, I was always looking for a way to leave my day job, but I always was making so much, nothing made sense. And I got involved in network marketing, have been really successful in network marketing, but also a lot of the network marketing stuff kind of defeated the purpose of what I was doing because I was working a lot of hours and it was taking away a lot of time with family. So the beginning of summer, I decided to just literally quit my 9 to 5. And I wanted to spend the summer with my kids and I did not want to go back. So that's when I found another mom on Instagram talking about the $7 course. I totally thought it was a scam. I sat on it for like 2 months. I was like, she got hacked. There's no way this is real. I've only known network marketing, never heard of anything like affiliate marketing, but I was intrigued and I kept watching and I realized how alike we were and I decided to check it out and the rest is history.
The rest is internet history. So we definitely have the network marketing thing in common. I mean, I am actually, I don't know if you've ever heard of the NFL Hall of Fame. Have you heard of that?
No, but I'm sure my husband has.
The No Friends Left Club, the Hall of Fame and the No Friends Left Club, because I've harassed all my friends and family for endless amounts of business opportunities and products and lotions, potions, pills, and everything in between. Yeah. And I actually came online myself back in 2009 because I was looking for a way to generate leads online and become the hunted instead of the hunter. Mm-hmm. And so this is great that you're now, learning these frameworks and these skill sets to be able to take your talents, which are, sales and marketing and connecting and communicating, and be able to actually get some leverage behind it. So what's it been like instead of you doing all the work, and oftentimes that's even the case in network marketing. And so even though the idea is, of course, to build a team and have other people doing the work while you get rich, it just never happens that three get three, who get three, who get three. You know what I mean? You get your three and then it's kind of like flat lines after that. Right. And so what were some of the light bulb moments as you began to go through the education here that you were like, wow, yeah, this makes a lot of sense to me. I don't, and sort of brought you to the point to where you're like, hey, I'm never going to do it the way that I used to do it ever again.
Yeah, I mean, just learning about branding yourself and starting all new like social medias was something that I think all network marketers should be trained to do. But when I learned that in the $7 like course and the challenge, I'm like, oh, that's kind of scary to start from scratch. But I learned how to brand myself, and my social media is still small. My new one, like I only have 500 followers. So followers does not equate to customers. And I always try to tell people that. I'm like, it really is like you have to learn how to be likable, how to talk to people, and like how to have conversations. But not being the hunter is amazing. And like learning how to create content and reels where it draws people to you is life changing. I mean, I was like, I tell even like my network marketing family this, like you get burnt out reaching out to people, and it's cringy. I actually have, and I love that you train against this, but I have affiliate marketers that'll reach out to me and I'm like, no, I'm like, you need to take the 15-day challenge. Like you do not need to be doing that. Like you can learn the skills to never have to do a reach out again and never to bother friends and family. And I think it builds huge credibility in the person presenting the products or the services is if they have people coming to them, you're not having to reach out to someone else. It kind of screams desperation, right? Like you want people to come to you. And so I love that I have learned the tactics and the skills on how to create interest in what I'm offering, right? Like with hashtags, with hooks, with reels, with using Facebook and going into different groups. And on one of the trainings, it talked about how someone made one comment in a chat and it sparked like hundreds of leads. And I've been able to do that just by giving my input, and my DMs will be filled up. And it's incredible.
Yeah, that's so true. It's delivering what you're mentioning right there at the last part of that share was about just leaving a valuable comment on somebody else's post.
Yes.
I mean, it's so amazing how if you have the mindset of I'm going to contribute everywhere that I go, I'm obviously going to try to deliver value to my audience on my prime personal channels, but also in all the communities that I'm a part of. If I'm in somebody else's Facebook group, if I'm scrolling TikTok or Instagram or Facebook just because we all do and we don't have to lie about it, it's okay. It would take an incredible amount of discipline in having the blinders on to like never ever find yourself scrolling because I mean at the very least I kind of putz around on social media just to kind of stay up on what other people are doing, not particularly to copy it, just to be like, oh, that's interesting, or maybe I might find something that I do want to model. But just if I do find a post, to leave a valuable comment on that post, it could bring me followers. And quite frankly, that's one of the best ways, for many years here on the internet, that people would build their Instagram following. They would build especially on Instagram, but also on Facebook too. You go into a Facebook group and you leave a really valuable comment. You make a really valuable contribution. People are like, hey, who is this person? It's just the natural law of delivering value and having people say, hey, I want to know that person. I want to see more of that person. Yep. You mentioned going through the challenge. It looks like you've also invested in more education here and in our blueprints and kind of gone all in. What's been gone all in on you? And I can't see what else you've done, of course, and what else you've been involved in terms of your education. I'm sure it's been a ton over the years if you've been in sales and personal development and self-growth. But what is your mindset around that? There's a lot of people who look at those kind of things, whether it be our blueprints or anything, like a cost. Hey, I don't want to part with that money because I don't want to deal with that cost. How do you approach something like that, and in particular making decisions about your education process here within Legendary and learning affiliate marketing and digital marketing?
Yeah. I am a firm believer knowledge is power. And you need all of the tools to be successful, right? I think a lot of people, and I even know me for a couple months, I was trying to do it on my own, Googling, YouTubing. I can do this. I've been in network marketing. I've been in sales for over a decade, top 1%. I don't need all these courses. That was kind of my mindset, that prideful mindset. And then when I tried, I'm like, man, I'm making like $5 a post on Amazon. Like I am not making this money that I'm seeing all these other moms make. And so that's when I realized I have to make an investment in myself. And like, I just had to do it. And like a part of me was like, okay, first off, starting with the $7 course is nothing. It's less than my kid's Chick-fil-A meal, right? And then you make a decision if you're going to invest in yourself. And sure, I'm sure some people can be wildly successful without investing in additional things, but I'm a firm believer. Like I said, knowledge is power. I wanted all the knowledge that I could get. I didn't want to say, hey, I failed at this, but I didn't give it my all. So I'm a firm believer in investing in courses, investing in things that other people have seen success in, because all of these other people on the legendary team, when I look at the scoreboards and I go and follow them, they are no different than me, and they're no different than the people watching. The only difference is they made a decision to invest in themselves and take action. And I think fear holds people back. People think, oh, I'm going to fail, or I failed at 3 other things, so there's no way that this can work, or just fear of failing holds people back from investing in themselves. But if someone invests into a course that has the systems that are going to help them succeed, the only other thing that they need is that work ethic, right? And I believe that's what Legendary provides, is like we are provided with all of the skills and all of the systems that we need to succeed. Now it is someone else's choice whether they are going to work, right? Like I can't help anyone that signs up with me with their work ethic, but I will walk them through and make sure that they succeed in the challenge and the blueprints and any extra help that they need, but they have to apply that work ethic. And other than that, I feel like everything's kind of laid out for us, to be quite honest. It's been simple. The hardest part is like creating content, I guess, and trying to be relatable and making sure that my hooks are good. But other than that, like setting up the systems, learning all the different social media platforms, branding myself, it was all laid out. So it's the best investment I've ever made.
Wow. That's an incredible testimonial just for yourself and kind of what you're going to do, whether it's here or anywhere else. I can tell that about you. It's why you've been in the top 1% of all sales gigs that you've had, is because you have that mindset. It's not like you just came here and you touched the robe of some guru and all of a sudden now you've been changed. We're not selling miracle water here, people. Yeah. I mean, I'm not Brother Dave here up at the front doing an altar call. You know what I mean? It's like I actually, funny enough, and ironically, we're talking about this. Whenever we talk to somebody on a call and we're talking about making the investment into our Blueprints program, we actually ask people, is this purchase going to put you in a financial bind? And we actually had a customer yesterday who said to one of our business plan advisors, yes. And she was just trying to be honest. You know what I mean? She wasn't like, I can't do this. She was just more like, yes, it kind of is putting me in a financial bind. So our business plan advisor actually denied her and said, look, I can't sell this to you. So she emailed me personally, right, at dave@legendarymarketer.com. And she was like, hey, look, like, I understand this is an investment. It's going to take work. I was just trying to be honest. And now I'm like really disappointed because I feel like maybe I should have lied. And it was just a misunderstanding, right? That's all it was. And it was just our business plan advisor trying to go above and beyond to make sure that we never do any financial harm to any of our clients. And we're just trying to be on the up and up about things. And so I basically replied back to her and I said, look, it's very clear to me that you understand that your success is your responsibility, and that's the bottom line. Like, you're going to buy our education, you're going to go through our program, but ultimately you're going to have to apply it. And so let's go ahead and get you started. And I brought everybody together to go ahead and get her started, if she still wanted to. And it's just a great reminder that, like, for everybody that's listening right now, and I said this yesterday, that you're not going to spend $7, you're not going to spend $2,500, which is what our Blueprints basic starter program is. If you go through our challenge, you can get an opportunity to get all 4 for the price of 1. I mean, you can come to one of our masterminds for an additional $2,000. It's a stupid, dumb investment that we should have raised the price a long time ago, but we're just trying to keep things consistent. It doesn't matter whether you invest in yourself here or you go and you spend $50,000 on a bachelor's degree, which I don't know what's the scam out there and what's not anymore these days. But no matter what, even if you go out there and you get that $50,000 bachelor's degree, at the end of that, you're still going to have to go out and do what? What's the very first thing you're going to have to do? Go on a damn interview. You ain't even going to get the job. You ain't even got a job, sucker. You got to go out and go on the interview and just sell yourself. And so, this new path that we're on, I feel like a lot of people are on really since the pandemic is kind of like, let's skip all the BS and just learn how to sell and market ourselves now. How did the pandemic change you in the way that you look at life, in the way that you look at business, in the way that you look at working from home, in the way that you look at lifestyle design?
So during the pandemic, so I'm in sales, or I was in sales, for over a decade in outside sales. So when the pandemic happened, we couldn't go visit customers. So I actually, for the first time ever, learned how to generate sales through emails, because that's what I did for over a year. And I still was able to be the number one rep at the company I was with. And before that, it was all going into businesses every single day, the hustle of going to meet business owners and all that. So I was home with my kids, sending out emails to customers and new customers. And that's when I was like, okay, like this is something that I would like to do. And so I got involved in network marketing because I didn't know anything about affiliate marketing, right? And I was very successful, made over 6 figures in the 2 different companies that I've been with, right? But I was still burnt out, okay? I didn't know the systems. Even with the company I was with, I was sending emails like to hundreds of customers, right? I didn't have my funnels. I didn't have my campaigns. I didn't know any of those skills. And so when I came across Legendary and like just learned all this stuff, it's totally blown my mind. And I've told people this, if I had found you 5 years ago, I'd be a millionaire now, 100%. Like, because I know that I'll be a millionaire doing this. And some people may like roll their eyes, but like you manifest what you want, right?
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm throwing the hat. I'm throwing 2 hats.
You manifest it. You got to speak it. You got to say, I am a millionaire and I will do this. I will build this legacy for my family. And I tell everyone, there's nothing special about me. I just have the confidence and the grit to do it. And so I truly believe anyone can do it. Anyone can do this. It's so simple, but the only thing that makes it hard is people having like that confidence shift. They need to just say, I can do this.
It's all right. I always say this. I say, it can be a bad neighborhood up here. That's why I try not to go in there alone.
Yeah.
I try not to spend a whole lot of time in here alone, man. It's like the buddy system. You ever heard of the where it's like, hey, if you're going to go there to a bad neighborhood, go there with a friend. Because as Tony Robbins said, if you're in your head, you're dead, baby. Mm-hmm. And somebody said this yesterday on the show. If you're in your head, you're dead. And so talk to us about confidence building. I mean, you're now doing something that's brand new. Sure, you were a top 1% salesperson in previous jobs. You've been a successful network marketer, but that was belly to belly marketing. I mean, as you just described. So now you're doing something brand new. Yes, you can now see that in the future, you're going to be a millionaire. And I love how you claim that. There's no eye rolls here, baby. There's nothing but just pure, unadulterated motivation, right? And I get fired up when people start to claim things that are going to happen, speak things into existence, because our words are powerful. What we say, how we talk about ourselves. But let's just be real. You're learning something new. You're doing something new. You're crawling right now, learning to walk. Yeah. So what is it like, even though you have past experience and past success, to be new at something again? And what do you think that you're doing that's giving you the advantage that you're going to be a millionaire with this?
Well, first off, I'm not recreating the wheel. Like, I'm not trying to reinvent what processes are already working. So I look through all of the courses on a daily basis and make sure that I'm investing in myself and making sure that I'm doing things right. But I'm also following the lead of the other successful people. I think it's important to create your own content, but also if you see a reel that's gone viral, recreate it as your own and get a trending audio. So just making sure you're not starting something completely new and trying to reinvent what has already worked for other people. And then, I mean, just showing up every day. I mean, again, like if someone else can do it and they are laying out what they've done, like I know I can do it and I know anyone can do it, because it doesn't, like there's teenagers becoming millionaires with digital marketing. Like I'm 37. If a teenager can do it, you better believe that I will be doing it. So it's like, there's no, I mean, I don't know. It's not rocket science. I guess the way I look at it is it's 2023. We have Chat GPT now that literally will create all of my emails for me, my content. It's like, if someone hasn't figured out Chat GPT and how to become stupid wealthy utilizing it, like they're doing it all wrong.
Well, and if you haven't and you happen to be a Blueprints client, you can come into Decade in a Day, which we do every 2 weeks, where we pick a brand new product and a brand new niche and show you exactly how to enter that niche and set up all of your systems right there in front of you, and then start creating content and turn clicks into commissions. Now, I want to shout out Prosper with Connie here, because everybody, again, we sign up for student loans, right out of high school. I call that predatory. I really believe that credit card companies and many universities act in a predatory way, because it's scientifically proven the brain is not fully developed until about 25. It happens later for the fellows. Go figure. But we're not even fully developed yet to make a decision about taking on $20, $30, $50, $100,000 worth of debt that, oh, by the way, my dear friends, student loan debt is the only debt in the United States of America that's not forgivable in a bankruptcy. Let me say that again. The only debt that's not forgivable. Go figure. You put 2 and 2 together. I don't need to explain it for you. People are smart enough. But there's a lot of people, sometimes they're like, well, how much are the Blueprints? I don't, what, 25? And I just want to shout out Prosper with Connie, because she said, I did DoorDash to earn the 2,500. Look, if you don't have 2,500, you can't think of any way to get 2,500. It's not going to help you to complain about it in comments. Awesome. It's not going to help you or anybody else to complain about it, to vocalize that to people. Honestly, if you can't come up, and I know I'm getting a little rowdy today. I'm being a little direct. I'm being a little harsh. Maybe you're bringing out the sales kind of, the sales boss in me. But I'll tell you, if you can't afford something for $2,500, whether it's this, a car, an apartment, why share that out loud? Mm-hmm. Why even vocalize that? Why even say that? There should be a healthy amount of shame that comes along with that in 2023, that you can't afford something for 25. And it doesn't have to be our Blueprints, friends. It could be anything. But why even say that out loud? It's kind of like maybe the reason why we are where we're at. And I know I'm getting a little bit harsh. I'm usually a very sensitive, very compassionate guy. And I'm not confronting anybody right now. I'm carefronting you. I'm telling you the things that nobody else has the guts to probably tell you. And maybe I'm going to be the bad guy today, but guess what? Down the road, when you're a millionaire, or down the road when you're successful, you'll think back and say, that son of a bitch was right. Where was my head at for me to vocalize and declare to the world that I couldn't afford something that is literally, we're not talking about $50,000, $100,000, friends. We're talking about a couple of $1,000. And again, here's the other thing that I tell people. We're not the only game in town. Go to YouTube University. Go to, wherever the hell else you can go. But you know what? Learn these skills, because it's 2023. We're not going back to the Stone Age. The phones aren't going back to the big bricks that we carried around in a bag. They're going to get smaller. We're moving in that direction, whether you like it or not. Stop. We don't have to be the old. You don't have to be the old guy or the old gal who just declares to the world every day that you don't know how to use your iPhone? How many of us have a grandma or grandpa that just, it's all they say, I don't know how to use these things. Well, learn.
Yeah.
Learn, friends. If you want to get rich, if you want to build wealth, if you want to have all the things you want in your life, we have to have a little bit of healthy shame and embarrassment around declaring that I don't have that amount of money. Find it. There's an endless amount of resources. The thing that's lacking is your resourcefulness. I'm going to stop ranting and turn it over to you. What comes up for you as I share Connie's comment there and start ranting a little bit about the resourcefulness that it requires to be an entrepreneur?
I mean, like if someone says they don't have $25 or $2,500, that's the exact reason that they need to start digital marketing and that they need to find out how to get it. Because I guarantee you, if they go through their bank account, they're spending that in a couple months, spending money on Starbucks or Target. So yes, like finding ways to make that money and get the money, but also like borrow it, put it on a credit card. Like, yes, we don't want to go into debt. If you're going to be starving tomorrow, then make another decision. But I'm telling you, if something can change your life, $2,500 is pennies on what you can make doing this. Like, we are watching moms who are struggling, dads who are struggling become millionaires, and we can't say that everyone's going to do that. We can't make income claims. But if a normal stay-at-home mom can become a millionaire who had no experience, so can you. And like you just have to change your mindset. And if you want to try to do it on your own, sure, try to do that. I Googled, I YouTubed, I did other courses. I am a firm believer in Legendary. And and again, there's a lot of courses out there, but like you are going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and then you're going to find a course that works. And that's where I found Legendary. And that's why I am such an advocate and preach on the $7 course, because I believe the $7 course, in addition to the blueprints, will change someone's life if they take action. And it's simple. Like it's not difficult. So yeah. So if you struggle, like they also have payment plans, which is amazing. Like I just had one of my girlfriends say that she's splitting hers up in 2 payments. And like, I didn't even know that was an option. So I think it's incredible that Legendary allows that, but just if you are on the fence, if you're like, I don't know if I can do it, figure out a way to do it. Figure out a way to do it. You can do it. You can figure out a way to find $2,500. And if you put in the work and you are confident and you manifest that you are going to make that money back, you absolutely will. You could be making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 by Christmas, but you have to decide to move forward and actually learn the skills. Otherwise, you're going to be in the same place you are right now.
I love it. Jason said when we needed the $2,500, I do feel like Brother Dave this morning. Like I'm selling on like we're gonna pass the basket here in a second, right? Everybody should tithe. Look, I don't care if you spend $2,500 here or not. Honestly, friends, we're gonna do $60 million in education and course and coaching sales this year. Your $2,500 is not going to change anybody's life here, but it might change yours. Yes. Jason said, when I needed the $2,500 for the blueprints, I sold an entire 10 by 30 storage unit of things I had for years just sitting there. God, just sitting there. I ended up making the 2,500 plus a bunch more. When we want something bad enough, we will always find a way. Anything less is just an excuse we use to justify being comfortable and wanting to be resourceful. By the way, Jason, thanks for being on and being such a powerful contributor to these episodes. I look forward to talking to you here on the show one day. But it's so true. One of the first assignments that you probably have seen in our Facebook groups that I give people is to go through your dadgum wallet and clean the damn thing out. Right. And I offer metaphors and analogies, and there's more behind it than that. But the bottom line is that, we are oftentimes collecting crap in our lives. Yeah. We're collecting its clutter. It's if we even pay attention to the things that we do nickel and dime ourselves, we may say, investing in myself, going through a course or something like that's expensive. That I don't know how I'll get the money, but throughout a month, I guarantee you spend $2,500 in crap, whether it was shitty Starbucks drinks or whether it was little, 5 and dime or general dollar bull crap that you didn't need. Most of us have a few $1,000s worth of stuff that you should and could get rid of in your life, whether you spend it on an educational course or not, just to declutter your life and eliminate stress from your life. And I'll tell you, you'll feel better about your life in your home, in your space, if you do it, right? A lot of the reason why so many of us are feeling stuck is because we're weighed down. We're weighed down not only with emotional baggage, living in the past, but we're also literally weighed down by the physical clutter in our lives. And my friends, if you want to change if you want to change one thing, such as your financial situation, it really does require that you change everything, right? It's not like you're just going to buy a course and then all of a sudden be successful. That's not what we're saying here. We're saying that this is an investment in yourself to where you can completely change the entire trajectory of your life. And I think you're the 805th guest on this show. There's 805 in a waiting list longer than Santa Claus's naughty list of people who are going to be coming on this show sharing these experiences. And so talk to us a little bit about how your life has already started to evolve and change. What are some of the immediate benefits besides commissions and cash, which is something that you've quite frankly been earning with everything that you've done? You said you were successful in most things. What are the intangibles? What are the hidden benefits? They may not be so hidden to you, but sometimes we may overlook these benefits when we're getting started because we're only focused on cost and then return. How else has your life changed over the course of the last few months?
So this may make me cry, so I'm going to try not to. But you guys, I get to spend time with my kids. I spent the entire summer with my children for 7 years. My oldest is 7 years old. I wanted to find a way that I didn't have to work, right? I've had nannies since they were babies, but I was always bringing in so much money. It just never made sense for me to leave my sales job. And people think sales jobs have flexibility. You are on call all the freaking time. It's not a 9 to 5. It's an 8 to 7. And it was exhausting. I never got to volunteer in my kids' school, right? Because I was always busy working. This year, they go to this cute little private school. I volunteer so much my kids think I work there. They think I am the cafeteria lady. I'm not kidding. And I cried the first time that they saw me because it blessed them so much. I'm a freaking volunteer mom, and I will do it every day until they graduate. And that is what this has done for me. And that is the most important thing. And that is what I've wanted since my babies were born. And I try to do it with network marketing, but I didn't have the security to leave my very lucrative 9 to 5. But with this, I knew I could do it. I had the confidence and I chose to believe that I was going to do it. And now we drive our little golf cart to their school and I get out and it's literally the best thing ever. I'm involved in their martial arts. I'm involved in all of their sports. I don't have to rush to get them to work. I don't have to have a babysitter go pick them up. It's the time freedom. And I tell people it's ironic because I do post a little bit about my journey on my personal page now because I've always talked about making money online. That like I have a page dedicated talking about money, but it's not about the money, right? It's about the freedom that comes with the money because the tangible money does nothing for us. It's the freedom that it gives us to live life on our own terms. And for the first time, I'm 100% like involved in my kid's life. I'm probably the most excited volunteer parent like in the entire world. And people probably think I'm crazy, but like I volunteer and I'm so excited because I've never been able to before. So that is how it has completely changed my life. I get to do what I want when I want it. I'm not reporting to a boss. I don't have to take PTO. We went camping over the weekend and I didn't have to take off Thursday and Friday. Like I am my own boss. It's life-changing. And our babies are only babies for a little bit. And it breaks my heart because my babies aren't babies, right? They're 7 and 6. And for 7 years, I searched for something like this. And now I will never go back. Mark my words, I will never go back to a 9 to 5 because now I have the skills that I never will have to. I can always be successful in digital marketing because of what I've learned.
And Shanae, sorry if I'm butchering that, says it right there. Volunteer mom, my new manifestation. I love that. I mean, Chelsea, it's such a unique and important title, right? Way more important than VP of sales, right? Or, executive, Ruby, whatever rank. I mean, the truth is that, these kind of labels and titles and so forth that we put so much importance and emphasis on. I had a guest on the show last week who said that, I put so much emphasis on these kind of job titles over the years. I wanted to, climb that ladder and have those different titles so I could be important to others and, of course, feel important myself because I was getting those promotions. And the truth is I think she was in her 40s or 50s at this point now. She said, none of it matters. I don't care about any of it now. And I think a powerful question that we can ask ourselves is this going to matter in 5 years? Is this going to matter? A lot of times we can use that even as a decision-making process. Is this going to matter in 5 years? Is what I'm doing going to matter in 5 years, right? I mean, am I going to look back on this and say, I'm so glad that I worked an extra, 10 to 20 hours a week to make an extra few $1,000s a month when I also simultaneously missed precious mornings or precious evenings with my children? Or am I going to look back in 5 years and say, I am so glad that I created boundaries and said enough is enough, and that I was home every night to have dinner and then read to my children and give them a bath? Like, for me, it's just no question. I'll take less money to be able to do those things. I also have small children, and like my nighttime routine with them is everything. It's like just last night, like we have dinner. We actually have a golf cart. Went on a ride on the golf cart, right? Swung by my dad's house, said hi to him, came back. The kids wanted to take a shower, not a bath. So they took a shower. And then I had reading time with my son and then reading time with my daughter. And it's like that routine, that time at night is so precious. And I've even began to create boundaries, of course, with my entrepreneurial life, because obviously we can kind of, since we're working on our phones and we're working from home, we can certainly, get out of whack and we're so passionate, excited about this. We can work all the time on this too. Speaking of boundaries, somebody else mentioned that they were in sales, and actually here, she said, I'm in sales. I feel that I have zero boundaries with my clients. So the first step is, of course, making a decision about either setting boundaries with your clients or do you want to make a big life change? But let's fast forward to where you're at right now, Chelsea. How do you sort of design your day? I mean, how do you both remain productive so you can earn money and build your business, but also how do you set boundaries so you do make sure that you're taking advantage of the benefits that come along with having an entrepreneur at home business?
So it's a lot easier now that the kids are in school, just because I do my work when they're in school and when I'm not volunteering. I volunteer typically at 11:30 to 1, right? So I drop the kids off at school. I do my morning walk with my girlfriend. And then I'm going to get like an hour in of work, whether that's creating content, emails, whatever I'm doing to grow my business, and then do stuff for the kids' school, come back, get some work done. So I just make sure I do it in the times that I'm not with them. My husband's like obsessed with football. So now he has like drafts and watching football every night. So I actually, when the kids go down, if I'm not like watching, is it Suits? I think we're watching like Suits right now on Netflix. If I'm not doing that, I'm creating content and trying to batch my content, creating emails, going through courses just to, again, increase my knowledge. Knowledge is power. So making sure I'm up with the times on what I'm doing and just setting those boundaries, because I know exactly how she feels. It's so hard to set boundaries with clients, especially when if you don't respond, they may reach out to your boss or they may, go to someone else. So but setting boundaries is important, because at the end of the day, that client isn't going to be there in 5 years. Your family is. And like I was the person that wanted to climb the corporate ladder for so long. It mattered so much to me. And then I had kids and I realized like none of that mattered. Like none of it. Like my kids, when they're 18, they're not going to say, my mom, like she climbed the corporate ladder and she was a VP. They're not going to care. They're going to say, my mom was at martial arts and my mom made me breakfast, and my mom volunteered and she was so freaking annoying. That's what they're going to remember. And like, at the end of the day, like, I took a pay cut leaving my job. Absolutely. I was making a stupid amount of money at my corporate job, and people thought I was crazy for leaving. But I got to the point where my mental health was more important and my family. And I was like, if I'm not taking care of myself and my family, none of that money matters. So I found a way after I left to create an income so I would never have to go back. And I mean, it's all just about managing your time and making sure when you're with your family and you are spending time with them that you put your phone aside. You know, it can be like, all of it can be like addicting, right? Just because you're so excited and you want to see what people are posting. You want to see that person that just subscribed to your email campaign, who just got a course, like all of that. But like, you have to just lay it aside, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What matters is you're doing it for your family. So make sure when you're with your family, you are with your family. Everyone else can wait, right? If one person goes to someone else because you didn't answer them quick enough, they weren't meant for you anyways. And that's how I have to look at it. Like, you are never going to miss out on something that's meant for you by not getting back fast enough. So like, my biggest advice is to focus on your family, because those babies we are raising, they are the most important things. They are the future for us. They are our future. And you being a present parent is the most important thing in your kid's life. And finding digital marketing and learning how to be successful is the way to be able to be that present parent. And I'm just a firm believer in that, because I wasted years of my life thinking that climbing the corporate ladder was important. And it's not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well said. So I'm looking at the time because I want to make sure that we get you to your volunteering gig on time. I've got really, just because you just gave us what advice you would give yourself when you were starting, which was kind of, focus on your family and set boundaries. Remember to set the phone down, and remember why you're doing this. Sometimes we can bring some of those old bad habits into this new venture. And again, how do you change one thing? You change everything, and I took that from getting sober back 15 years ago. That's what they told me. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to stop doing drugs. They're like, well, you only got to change one thing, Dave. I'm like, oh, thank God. They're like, everything. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, hello, here we go. What have you learned about Chelsea that either you didn't know or that you forgot about through this process?
I think I learned, I'm trying to think. I mean, I think I just learned that, like, no matter how hard and scary something is to start, that like I can do hard and scary things. And like, everything's going to be scary, right? Starting anything new is scary. Like, investing $2,500 is scary. Showing up on social media when maybe you don't like to show up on social media is scary, but you have to do scary, hard things in order to move forward in life. And I think I've learned that I can do really scary things and be successful doing them. Leaving my 9-to-5 was probably one of the scariest things I've ever done, because I've relied on a 9-to-5. I had a very, very great 401k, but none of that mattered at the end of the day, right? And so I learned that I can do really scary things and be successful doing it by being consistent. That's the one thing I'll end it at, is I have a lot of people saying, well, I've been doing this 4 weeks and I'm not seeing any traction. 4 weeks is nothing. Like, social media doesn't know who you are. They think you're a bot for the first like 6 weeks. No one saw anything of mine for 6 weeks. And I was like, I'm throwing in the towel. I can't do this. And I had like a couple friends that were doing it, and they're like, no, like, keep going. And then finally, and again, I only have like 500 followers. Like, it's slow, but that doesn't matter. You have to stay consistent and do scary things. Show up every single day, every day. Show up, be consistent, and you will be successful. Maybe it'll take 3 months, 6 months, a year, but you will be successful doing this. You just have to not give up.
Wow. Well, there you have it, my friends. Right, with 11 minutes to get to volunteering today from 11 to 1. Chelsea, what a powerful interview this morning. You brought the heat. You're just getting started. You were absolutely clearly born for this. And I completely am looking forward to you coming back and keeping us posted on your journey. So thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for being so honest and vulnerable and really kind of letting us into your life and what it's been like to do these scary things and being brave, not fearless, right? Because who's fearless, but brave, walking through the fear or these situations despite the fear looks so good on you and anybody else who does it, right? And then look at all the cool things that comes along with that, which is the spending more time with your kids, all the volunteering, the total shift in what titles are important in your life and what titles are really not important in your life. Like there's just so many takeaways, not only for us parents from your story, but also for anybody, because at the end of the day, the most important person for you to serve and do this for first and foremost is you. For some of us, it's an amends to ourselves for years of sort of, abandoning ourselves and maybe our own identity to kind of come back to ourselves. And you've just kind of laid that out so beautifully this morning. So my best to you and your family. Have fun at your volunteering today. And I'll talk to you really soon. Okay. Stay legendary, my friend. All right, guys, there you have it. Chelsea over at Chels_make money online. You can find her at Instagram. We're sharing her Instagram link this morning. That's CHELS_make money online. Chelsea really, really kind of laid out just some really important points this morning for us all to kind of think about and marinate on this beautiful Wednesday. And I hope that that it impacted each one of you in your own way in which you needed this morning. If you want to make sure to get a reminder every time we go live, text WUL to 813-296-8553. Sound like a radio host here, radio DJ. Go ahead and text WUL to 813-296-8553. That's WUL to 813-296-8553. Once again, thank you to Chelsea. I've got her handle here up on the screen for you to go and find her on Instagram. Again, it's Chels, CHELS_make money online. And as I pretty much try to remember to say every day, when we go and we follow these people, because we're putting their handles up for you to go and see them, make sure that we don't just go and kind of lurk and stalk and take, but don't give back. Leave them a like, leave them a comment, give them a follow. When you see somebody from this community's content, somebody's out there putting, good, hard effort content out there, making an effort, give them a like, leave them a positive supporting comment, leave them a valuable comment. You never know who you might attract into your space and on your profiles from leaving valuable contributions to other people's posts. That's really what it's all about. The vibrations, the energy, the contribution that we put out into the world, that we put out into the marketplace, absolutely comes back to us. All right, my friend, we'll see you back here tomorrow, or my friends, it's plural, 395 still on, and we had almost 600 today at one point on the show. Remember, you can also listen to these on all the major podcast platforms as well. You can type in Wake Up Legendary, and we usually have the same day episode uploaded onto the platforms that day, later that day. So at the very least, you can go there right now and definitely find yesterday's episode. So make sure that you go and do that if you want to just be able to listen to some of the audios as you're walking or exercising or doing the dishes or doing whatever you do. Just these stories can be so powerful to combine them with our education, because it gives you how people are actually applying this, and that can be a major part of the puzzle, right? All right. Hey, as my hat says, legends live forever. My friends, don't stop. Wherever you're at, don't stop before the miracle happens. You can do this. Believe in yourself, or allow us to believe in you until you do believe in yourself. And we will see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here, please.